Abilene, Kansas, the small town that raised a five-star general and a president, is home to a wonderful piece of history that very few can claim to have. A presidential library and museum that brings history to life. The spirit of Abilene is best defined within the words of Dwight D. Eisenhower in his homecoming speech given on June 22, 1945. He says, "Because no man is really a man who has lost out of himself all of the boy. I want to speak first of the dreams of a barefoot boy. Frequently, they are to be of a streetcar conductor, or he sees himself as a town policeman. Above all, he may reach to a position of locomotive engineer. But always in his dreams is that day when he finally comes home to a welcome from his own hometown. Because today, that dream of mine of 45 years or more ago has been realized beyond the wildest stretches of my own imagination. I come here first to thank you, to say the proudest thing I can claim is that I am from Abilene. Through this world, it has been my fortune or misfortune to wander at considerable distance. Never has this town been outside my heart and my memory. Here are some of my oldest and dearest friends. Here are men that helped me start my own career and helped my son start his. Here are people that are lifelong friends of my mother and my late father, the really two great individuals of the Eisenhower family. They raised 6 boys, and they made sure that each had an upbringing at home and an education that equipped him to gain a respectable place in his own profession. And I think it's fair to say they and their families are the products of the loving care, labor, and work of my father and my mother, just another average Abilene family." The Eisenhowers arrived during the late 1870s. After scouting several western possibilities, Jacob Eisenhower and his family moved to Midnight River Brethren Colony from Pennsylvania to a 160-acre farm just south of Abilene. In 1885, Jacob's son David married Ida Stover of Virginia, while they were students at nearby Lane University. David and Ida would settle in Abilene and face many challenges in raising 6 mischievous boys to all become men of character. The life of Dwight Eisenhower epitomizes the American dream. From family bankruptcy at birth, he rose to be one of the most admired men in the world. From a poor farm boy, he achieved his wealth in character, integrity, and worldwide friendship and respect. After high school, Dwight continued to work at the Bell Springs Creamery. It was here that Swede Hazlett, a former classmate and Annapolis appointee, convinced Dwight of the advantages of getting an education at a service academy. The biggest factor was, of course, that it was free. So Ike took the challenge and studied hard for both the Annapolis and West Point exams. He scored first for Annapolis and second for West Point. As fate would have it, he had turned 21 and thus was too old for the entrance in the Naval Academy. The boy who scored first on the West Point exam accepted the appointment, but later failed the physical exam, and the appointment fell to Dwight. The rest, they say, is history.